Hi, I'm Elle, and today I'm going to show you how to do a super fun craft, and it is one that I did with my kids when they were 6 and 8 and 13. It's really easy to do, and you can do it with anything from the regular store. So I'm going to show you first what you need to gather, and then I'll show you how to do it. Okay? So the first thing you're going to want to get is some Elmer's glue. And you can get this at Walmart or Target or the gas station, really anywhere can you get Elmer's glue. Okay. The other thing you want to get is 91% alcohol, 91% isopropyl alcohol. Zoom in. Good job. Okay, not that close. Got it. This is part of what helps to make the acrylic that we're going to use create what's called cells. It separates the paint and makes it look really, really cool. You also want distilled water. I don't know why it's distilled because I didn't make this recipe. If you want to know the original recipe, you can go see Danny Clark's page, and I will create a link in the bottom so that you can reach his
It's called
page.
the description.
In his description. I'm sorry, my daughter's informing me the proper YouTube termage. We're going to put a link in the description, okay? All right, so then we have our glue, we have our alcohol, we have our distilled water. You also need medium acrylics, okay? So I have 3 different kinds here. I kind of use them indiscriminately because they all work equally well. This one I've gotten from Hobby Lobby. This one I've gotten from Joann Fabrics. And then this skinny little mini one I've gotten from Walmart, okay? You can get these anywhere. A few other accessories that I use are spoons. As you can tell, my product placement, great value, Walmart, go shopping there for your cheap crap, okay? Thanks. The other thing that you can get is craft sticks. I have no idea where I got these. I have random craft sticks all over my house because I have children. So I have craft sticks. I said craft sticks. I have craft.
Blooper reel.
I have craft sticks up the yin yang. Okay. So get your craft sticks wherever makes you happy. The other thing I use, absolutely of course, is canvases. Everybody needs canvases. I use different sizes because this has become a crazy hobby. I am now doing this all the time because it makes me happy. The ones that I get are from Walmart and Joann's because they're the most easily accessible to me. And they are acrylic gesso primed, okay? So these are ready to be painted on. I don't have to do anything with them. The last thing I have is tacks. Can't really see them in there. The beautiful tacks. Shiny. Now I got mine at the dollar store, okay? You can get your tacks wherever you feel like you need to. If you need really beautiful tacks, you can go somewhere else and get their beautiful tacks. I get dollar store stuff, okay? These tacks are the kind that you want. The tacks that are the push pin tacks that have that top, because I use them as the feet on our canvas, and I'll show you what that means. So here's our canvas, and this is the back, and I've put in our lovely little feet. And you just press it right into that corner there, and when you set it down, it's going to be risen up from where you set it, because this is an acrylic pour. And what happens when you do an acrylic pour is that the acrylic pours across the canvas. Kind of crazy how it describes itself, right? So it's going to pour across the canvas, and you're going to move the canvas, and paint is going to come off on all the sides, okay? So you really want to have this up so that when you put your canvas down, it doesn't stick to whatever you put it on.
You can't be afraid to get your hands dirty.
And you cannot be afraid to get your hands dirty. That is correct. Now, as you can see from my beautiful locations for placing my canvases, this is what occurs, this disastrous mess. Beautiful disaster. Stop zooming in on the disaster.
No.
All right. So that's why you need those push pins. So since this makes your hands a mess, before you go crazy loco starting this project, I highly recommend removing jewelry. take the jewelry and we set it to the side. So once you've taken off all your lovely jewelry, or all the jewelry that you really care about, if you don't care about it and you want it to get ruined, go for it.
Because it's definitely going to.
Then you're going to mix up your paints. Now we've pre-mixed a couple of paints, but I saved one that I am going to show you how to do. These are the colors that I'm using today. This is a purple, a dark or deep yellow. This is aptly called a light blue violet.
Pretty.
And then white. We like white. So I saved the white for me to show you how to do this. Now, when I saw Danny do this, he said use equal parts of your distilled water, your rubbing alcohol, and your glue and your paint. And that is a great recipe to start with. I, however, have been doing this long enough that now I kind of wing it, okay? So when I do this, your liquid is going to be thinner than your glue and your acrylic, okay? So when I pour this, I do a 2-to-1. So I'm going to do 2 spoonfuls of the water. And then I'm going to do 2 spoonfuls of the isopropyl alcohol. Again, 91%. Okay? And if you don't get it perfect, if you splash a little, that's okay. Perfection is not needed. Art is not perfection. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. Okay? So then see how when you do the glue, it kind of bubbles up over the edge, and our water didn't do that, and our alcohol didn't do that? That's why I do a 2-to-1, because you get this overflow or this bubble, and that gives you extra solid liquid to liquid. I don't know what the proper scientific term is. If you know it, let me know. Comment in the descriptions. I'm adding just a little bit more here.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I feel like it.
Just cause. It's the best excuse.
The voice you hear in the background is my beautiful 13-year-old daughter, who is helping me to record. She's a pretty fabulous little human being.
Thank
I
you.
like her. You know, most days.
Oh, wow.
Most days.
Thank
Most days
you.
I enjoy her. So then see how, again, the acrylic kind of comes up above the level of the spoon there. So I just scrape that off. And this is where, this kind of has become my measuring stick. I just kind of use a plastic spoon. You can use a measuring spoon, whatever you want. But this is how I run. Okay, excuse me. I'm gonna grab paper towels, sort of, maybe.
Well,
Yes.
thanks.
Yes, I grabbed the paper towels. Paper towels are probably needed too.
Ba
Use
ba
some
ba
paper towels.
ba 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 ba.
We're not at the celebratory moment. Okay?
Oh, okay. I'll wait.
Don't be celebrating before it's time.
I was celebrating that you got the paper towels.
Oh, psh. All right, so then you just mix up this lovely little mixture. You just kind of sploosh it around in there. Splooshy, 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 splooshy. Okay? Now, what you want to get this consistency to is a consistency of pancake batter. Okay? If you've never made pancakes, go make some pancakes and then come and make your art.
But don't make bad pancakes.
Don't make bad pancakes. That's a travesty. Everybody should have good pancakes. Not crepe. We're not looking for crepe consistency. That's a whole different bread breakfast material. We're looking for pancake.
Not
okay?
waffle, not crepe,
Waffle, not crepe,
pancake.
pancake. So then you reach kind of this drippy, thin drip consistency, and it does what we call trace. So it leaves this kind of thin layer on the top when you're done. So sometimes it's not quite there and you just kind of have to be a little bit meaner to it. And there we go. Now we're getting more along what I like. Just a little bit of a drippy nature, okay? So now that we have all 4 of our colors, and we've got white and our purple, our light blue, and our deep yellow. And I don't know why we call it deep yellow. I just call it mustard.
No.
Anyway, what you do next is you're going to take your paints and you're going to mix them in this cup, okay? So you have a clean cup, you have your colors. And the way you layer them is not a guarantee as to how they're going to come out on your canvas. So I am going to start with yellow, because I like yellow. And then we're going to do a little bit of blue. And as you can see in the cup, they don't really blend. They're not going to blend because they have different consistencies. Different consistencies mean, or maybe I shouldn't say consistencies. Consistency isn't the right word. What's the word I'm looking for, Sophie? Densities? Densities.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm not sure. Certain. Heaviness, weight, something along those lines.
Consistency.
Consistency. There we go. That's a good word. Anywho, you kind of mix these in at whatever whim suits you. Now I'm feeling like that should be about enough for what I want to do. I'm doing an 8 by 10 today. And as you can see, again, within here, you'll see that there is a separation of the color. It's not blending and it's not mixing. It's just kind of hanging out in there. To get a little bit more randomness to your art, I take my lovely stick and I just go in and drag, and then I go in and drag, and just to create a little bit of a mix in there so that the colors are going to kind of do their own crazy hangout interestingness. All right. I guess I don't know the right terms, but I don't need to because it's a craft project and it's fun.
Yeah.
So the next thing I do is, here's your cup. This is called a dirty pour. There's lots of ways to do this. This is a dirty pour. And I'm going to take my cup. I'm going to put my canvas on top. And then we're done. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So exactly, we're done. So now, as you can see, I have one hand on the cup, I have one hand on my canvas, and then we just do the old flip. So there, I flip my cup, and it's just going to sit there. It's not really losing anything out the sides. There is acrylic hanging out in that cup, but just like anything else, we've created that lovely little vacuum. So I'm going to move my things, and I am going to get my bin. Because again, we want our bins here so that we don't make a ginormous mess in my beautiful basement, my gorgeous basement. Ha ha ha. These are the jokes, folks. And this is how you're going to deal with the pouring of the paint over the edges. So you're going to lift your cup up, and as you can see, it's already doing a really beautiful kind of rainbow blend. Now, sometimes I like to just kind of let it drip on the inside there for a few things, because you're going to see that those are going to expand and make something slightly different, okay? So here's this gorgeous piece that we've started. It's already creating what they call cells, where the color lifts up from below and creates little bubbles, okay? So here, I'm just going to move my paint across the canvas. And again, it's kind of pouring off the edge. We talked about how that was going to happen, and that's normal and it's totally fine. And we do this because it's going to create a gorgeous piece of artwork when we're done. At least that's the hope. Right now, it's coming up with a lot of awesome cells, and it's making me very, very happy. We're going to see if that sticks around as the time goes by. These are the days of our lives. As time goes by.
Again, you cannot be afraid to get your hands dirty.
You cannot be afraid to get your hands dirty. True story out loud. Okay. So I'm just going to drag this and give it a little bit of a incentive to kind of carry on down this lovely little trail here. And just say, come on. Come meet me at the corner. We're all going for a jog. Time for a jog, and we're all going to meet at the corner. Now, this does take a little bit of getting used to. As you can see, I have some kind of chunks or clumps of acrylic in here, and that's because I didn't mix my white quite as well as I should have. I'm okay with that because, again, art isn't perfection. So I'm just gonna kind of let this do its thing. I like that it's kind of flowing over in this corner, and I'm gonna let it. And you can see the cells that have come up. The yellow has moved aside and there's white below. The pink has moved aside and there's color below. You can see it here in this side where the blue and the yellow are mixing and creating a gorgeous kind of greenish tone underneath. And I am really, really happy with that piece. It's got some negative space up at the corner here where I didn't quite make it meet, and I'm all right with that. I feel like this is a beautiful, unique piece of art, and I'm gonna go ahead and let that be. Now it takes about 24 hours to dry, at least in my basement. I don't know about your guys' basement, in my basement. Once it's dry, I do a coat on my paints so that they stay. It's an acrylic spray coat, and I will show you that in just a second. I had to clean off my hands. Again, this is a messy job, but somebody has to do it. Okay, nobody has to do it. I like to do it. Stand up, young one. We're going this way.
Magical camera. Look at that.
Hey. Okay, so now we
It's
come
so
over
beautiful.
here, and these are ones that I've previously completed. You can see that they are dry. They have that lovely dry sheen to them. That noise I'm making in the background, that is my coat, my cover. It's a varnish. I'm gonna stop shaking it so we can take a picture of it. It's a Krylon. I'm gonna go with Kmar. I could be wrong on that. Varnish. I get this again at Joann's. Joann is a really fabulous place for the burgeoning artist. If you have a young artist in your house, or if you yourself are just starting to do art, go to Joann's, go to Michael's, go to Hobby Lobby. They're great places. Okay?
Some are expensive, but you know,
Some
it's
are
worth it.
Yeah. But I really love Joann Fabrics for kind of all my little funky projects that I do. Because they have a lot of options in a small amount of space, and it's not ridiculously priced. My personal choice, okay? And no, I'm not being paid by Joann's. No, I'm not being paid by Walmart. No, I'm not being
Not
paid
sponsored by
Not
Joann's.
sponsored by any of the people anywhere of any of the things that I've mentioned here. The dollar store is not giving me money, okay?
Not like it could.
I am just telling you where to find these things where I find them, okay? Because I think everybody should find them. So, all you do with this is you want to be about 8 to 12 inches away, and you just gently sweep from side to side, okay? I do 2 coats. You have to wait about 15 minutes in between your coats, and then you can do it again. So I seal them this way, and then you can do whatever you want with them. You can put them on your walls at your house. You can give them away for pictures. You can sell them at art fair. Do whatever makes your heart happy. Heck, if you don't like them and you want to paint over them again, do that. It's all good. There is no right or wrong. As I said in the beginning, art is art. There's no wrong way to do it. And that's my video. So thank you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.